All right. So, could y'all not hear my mic the whole time? Or was it just when things started freaking out? Because apparently OBS did the thing again where it decided to reset what my default mic was. You couldn't. Oh boy. I had so many nice monologues that were missed, I guess. There I am. Um, that's fun. Every so often, OBS just decides to change what mic it wants to read, and it sets it to default. Just repeat all the monologues again. And default doesn't seem to read anything, or maybe it reads just my laptop mic. I'm not sure. That was just the dress rehearsal, right? I need to just make that part of my startup check, but every time I remember to check it at startup, it's fine. So that's embarrassing. Hello. I guess the biggest OBS has done that to you before. Had over an hour on one stream with no voice. Well, at least we had so many problems that it only took 12 minutes. So I guess I'm grateful for that. So big notes for monologues that were missed. Thank you, everyone, for the follows. I keep followers anonymous on this channel for my protection and for yours. So if you're a lurker and you like to stay lurking, by all means, please do so. If you like to hop into chat, feel free to, as much or as little as you like. But either way, thank you for the support. On-screen chat might need rebooting. You weren't sure if this was just a chill no mic stream. Honestly, I've thought about doing that a couple of times, especially for like co-work streams. But I feel like I'd just get too paranoid. And now this browser source isn't wanting to refresh. OBS should change its name to OBVS because it's always to blame. Yeah. We're also probably just losing the on-chat or on-screen chat display because that's not working now. You know what? I'm just going to blame Stream Elements because I feel like that's the obvious one too. So we'll just turn both of those off for now. Okay, so I thank the followers. We are now over 35 followers, which means I'm going to be releasing the animated version of the Wheeze emote on my Blue Sky. If you don't already follow me on Blue Sky, go do so. I post stream updates, emote, and other teasers for when I hit affiliate. A bunch of random other stuff. That's where I interact with people the most. And because we should, in a week or two, be getting another Palia update, theoretically, I also do patch note summaries so that it's hopefully a little bit more digestible without all of the corporate publicity fanfare. So yeah, go check me out there. And then I'm going to see if we can run Spotify. So let me get into Palia proper so that it's actually taxing my system. And then I'll try opening that back up. Ooh, well done. You're on 33. Thank you. And congrats to you as well. And then this stream is going to be working on the bedroom for the Glowbug Dome plot. I don't remember where I left off because I was working on it outside of stream. So we'll work on that, probably do some material gathering. Shit, it's after 6 a.m. We got all fucked up during our planting, and now my garden's ruined. Spotify real quick before I get distracted. And then if I get really bored with everything, I'll probably do some fishing, at which point I'll open it up to a party if anyone wants to join. Some weirdness potentially while I get Spotify open. And we'll see if OBS wants to tolerate that. Oh, and if you hate when your crops are out of sync with each other, yeah. And to answer your question, Strudel, again, technically, this is not like an officially optimized plot. It's optimized the way I like to farm. So everything is mostly hydration boosted or whatever. It stays watered. It's fairly low weeds, which doesn't necessarily mean much if I neglect it for a while, but it's still better than nothing. And then it's 4 apple trees and 4 blueberry bushes for pretty high profits. And then harvest boost fertilizer so that I don't have to have harvest boost plants. Are these ready? Yes. Potatoes are also ready. And then I throw basically everything into preserve jars. I had seen something at one point about like just turn your bok choy into seeds, it's better. But I think that was a speed thing more than an actual efficiency, like cost per item thing. And generally speaking, unless I'm broke like I am now, I don't check my garden often enough to rely on that speed. So this works for me. But if you're interested, I can post this format in Tater's channel so that you can copy it if you want it. Preserve jars are your main source of income. Same. When I play with Paul and Vince, Paul, you're in here, but you joined during the problem, so I didn't give you a shout out. Go follow Paul if you don't already. He's one of my main stream mentors. He's a very dear friend. Go check him out. But yeah, when I play with Paul and Vince, we do a lot of hunting, so I sell a lot of leather and fur as well. But otherwise, it's pretty much exclusively gardening. Let me make seeds first. I'm all discombobulated now. Sorry, guys. Tomatoes. Get these out of here. Oops. I should have some. Yeah. How many did I put in here? A few too many. Okay. Oh, and that link I pasted forever ago, which let me paste that again now that y'all can hear why. Y'all are going to become Monster Hunter fans at this rate. That's the website for Team Stars. I am not a member of Team Stars, but applications to become a member of Team Stars open today. I just submitted mine. But go check them out. Sweet Tater is a member. Jesse Cozy is a member. And I'm not super close with anybody else on the team just because I haven't been able to go hang out with them. But Everyone I know of who's there seems super sweet. So go check them out. Consider joining if you're also a streamer and have not yet. And also wish those of us who apply good luck. Everything's still looking and sounding okay on y'all's end. OBS hasn't freaked out at me again yet, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Yep, all good. Cool. Thank you. So how are y'all? What are y'all up to? I know Peach is doing taxes. I haven't actually been refilling these as I walk by them. All seems good. Cool. Thank you. Prioritize these guys. I also haven't had extra in a while, but when my worms make too much fertilizer, that's always nice to sell it all off. Although quality fertilizer, I think, sells for a lot more. And I don't make that anymore, which is sad, but that's okay. Relaxing on bed, soon sleeping. Nice, nice. Kinda jealous, because between therapy today and the panic over the stream not working, I could go to bed now. But it is, what, almost 10:30 there for you? So, much more appropriate time to sleep than 2:30. Oh yeah, I was going to make flowwood planks. I need so much more flowwood. I'm so behind. $18K, not too bad. All right, let's hop over to the other plot now. You're doing great to stream after therapy. Strudel's about to run some errands, so you'll be switching to a lurker soon. No worries at all. I appreciate you coming by regardless. And lurking is real good for the Twitch stats, so I appreciate that too. But yeah, therapy wasn't too bad today. And either way, I'm very good at compartmentalizing, which is something that I often take to an unhealthy level, but it's helpful when I have other plans after therapy. So, this is what I have for the bedroom so far. Not entirely sure about the rug placement, but trying to make it feel very filled in and busy. If y'all haven't seen this plot before, I should do a quick tour. This is the bathroom. So the theme of this is this whole plot to some degree is bugs. I haven't gone through with plushies and stuff yet for the most part, but I wanted to continue the bug theme that started it all, which I'll show y'all in a minute, in the bathroom. So I made this partition and then just tried to theme everything around it. I'm going very blue and green heavy where I can, but I want some diversity. You were going to lurk, Paul, but you need to go to bed. Night, night. Sleep well. Rest up. and thank you for stopping by at all. But yeah, so working on this, wanting to make it feel nice and busy and cozy. I am, those of you who are, oh, Vince, I also didn't give you your quote unquote shout out. There you go. Um, those of you who are Palia players will know how much it hurts to see that number up at the top by the compass. I'm at 2131 out of 3,000 maximum items. And I still have this like great room foyer. I still have the attic and the loft here. So this is the loft. Up here is the attic, which is not native. By the way, all of this build is glitched. Yeah, there's no fill yet. You just get an actual shout out because you're a streamer. Vince's shout out will eventually be his Etsy link, but he's not launched yet. So right now it's Vince. If you want to imitate any of the glitches, I say imitate, if you want to utilize any of the glitches that I've used on this plot or a whole bunch of others, go check out Code Red Alert on YouTube. His tutorials are the main ones I follow to do any of this stuff, and they're super easy to understand and user friendly. They are almost exclusively for PC players. However, thanks to Peach, I did figure out that I can do at least one of them on other people's plots. You didn't expect one. Well, could have happened. Could have been a secret Easter egg. But yeah, go check out Code Red Alert too. I might end up doing some tutorials for specific builds, but his stuff is what I reference for all of the technical stuff. So this is the part of the house that started it all. This is 986 starred lantern bugs, and it's really hard to show from within the chessboard, but I totally encased a courtyard in bugs. And then this is a functional chess set. The tables you can see under here are set up because on the chess set itself, if it's floating, you can't place anything on it. Strudel, whoa. Yeah, I was working on this for like 4 or 5 months, I think. So all of these tables let you actually place the quote unquote checkers pieces. And I set them up so that you can only place them in like legal locations aside from where this box is in the center. Because this box is the anchor for the chessboard placement. But yeah, so this is playable. These butcher's blocks here are for when you take an opponent's piece, you can just put them up there. That looks so smooth, everything lined up perfectly. If you want to feel my agony, let me show you because there's more stuff up top too. But some of it is not lined up properly, and I just try to forget about that. This is also the rooftop garden that's not complete at all. But up here, you can see the subdome with starred glow bugs and then the ancient glow bug on top. And then you can also see like each of these individual arches is slightly off. I figured out towards the end what was causing it to be slightly off, but the sensitivity of it was so extreme that I just kind of had to do the best that I could. So there are small imperfections, but from underneath, it's very difficult to tell. But yeah, I'm really hoping that with the Elderwoods expansion, they give us higher item limits, because I also want to mirror this staircase on the other side so that you can join it either way. And I want this structure overall to look kind of like a lantern bug. You may steal that rooftop garden idea. Absolutely do it. And check out my previous VODs to see how I did it. Uh, don't do that. You'll have to watch through like 36 hours or something of bullshit because I redid it a bunch. Um, that is something though that I might actually tutorialize. Uh, and I can show you my other plot. You think higher item limits may come with Switch 2? That could be the case, and that's within Q2 because I think the release is mid-May, right? So if they can make it work on Switch 2, it would make sense. That would be nice. And that might even come before Elder Woods. But yeah, Strudel, I can show you the other plot super quick for a different take on the rooftop. But this is based on the underlying structure that sticks out of the roof from the attic. And the attic build specifically is the third, I think, iteration from Code Red Alert. He has a fourth one up now using the builder's stairs. You also need them to fix trees counting towards all plot limits. Yes, trees, certain buildings, certain other structures, everything needs to be individual. It's bullshit. But yeah, ultimately I want this to look like a glow bug. So this is the light up abdomen. These are the wings slash the carapace because lantern bugs are beetles. This is the thorax. And then I'm going to do something here as the head. I think I'm going to get another koi pond and have them offset to be the eyes. And then extend some sort of pathing out using glitching. But let me show you the other rooftop. Just for a different take on things. Thank you for the lurks, Ulreka. Fair warning with these stairs that I'm about to go up. They're kind of nauseating. So close your eyes if you need to. I'll let you know when we're at the top. That's so neat. You're excited to see it realized. Thank you. I hope I'll be able to eventually. We'll see. Okay, we are at the top now. So this is my first rooftop situation, which this plot is also about capped out. I was going to make the sublevels like little seating areas, and one was going to be like an observatory spot. And I just never got around to it because of item limits and other priorities. But made a little tiki bar with this, and I cut it a lot shorter because there were no like higher level sticky outies, and I didn't want the item limit to go too far, et cetera, et cetera. But this is another option if you don't want a garden. So yeah, this plot was also the one that I used for experimenting with a bunch of stuff. So there are weird little glitch relics everywhere, like this barn. That plank flooring, all the Adderall in the world doesn't give me patience building. Oh, thank you for reminding me I didn't take my lunchtime Adderall. Give me a sec. Okay. And then Strudel, you said using the planks as floorboards. Bible Thump, it looks so good, but you can feel the strain on the item limit. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a pain because a lot of those I had to collision place. And so if you don't get the style of paver that you want, you have to redo it and redo it and redo it until you do. It was lovely. The barn looks amazing. Thank you. This is also based off of one of Code Red Alert's builds. His uses stone builder's blocks along here to integrate the stone pillars. I didn't personally like the look of it for what I wanted to do. And it was smaller item limit requirements if I got rid of them. So then I could put more effort into actually making it a barn. And I finally got a hay bale. So now the cows have food. There's also my favorite way to get people over to this plot. This storeroom is also people's favorite usually. So showcase that. There's some collision placement here, but a lot of this is just natural vanilla placement. Um, oh, hey, did you look at your seed maker list lately? Why? Can you make lettuce seeds? Oh! Man, you hunted that hay bale for months and your sister got like 5 in the time it took you to get one. Yeah, it was bad. Um, I haven't been specifically fishing for chests in a while. Yeah, thank you, Vince, for letting us know about that. I'm going to, because I don't have anything else open while I stream, I'm going to take a shitty phone picture of my computer screen for Blue Sky. Primo content here. What the fuck is this game? Pardon me while I type up alt text. And forget how to spell pumpkin. I wish you had a Blue Sky event so that I could tag you and credit you for this, but that's fine. Okay. Catching up on chat now. Pumpkin seeds doesn't seem to be usable, lol, but maybe another sneak peek. Probably another accidental sneak peek, yeah. The shitty phone picture is how you know it's legit, right? It's hard to Photoshop that crap. um, Also, that's how you know it's me screaming while on stream. Hi, Sweet Tater. You and Juan are making fuss, so you will be lurking, but you're on speaker. Thank you so much for the lurk. Let me give you a shout out. What kind of pho are you making? I know you've already left, but that's okay. You downloaded the app a week or so ago. You're getting there. Fair, fair. Let me know. What the fuck is this? I okay. Um, Let me know when your Blue Sky is official so that I can follow you. Beef and chicken pho, huh? Got a T-bone and a Costco chicken carcass. Hell yeah. Definitely post pictures in your Discord once it's made because I want to see. I'm not a super big soup or broth person, but I did enjoy pho. Also, on that note, I forgot we were going to look at the data mining leaks today. So let me switch gears to that real quick. Things might freak out. I'm going to fully close out of Palia to minimize strain on my computer. And then not switch over to Firefox until I'm on the right screen, because that could be bad. Not that I have anything crazy, it was just my Blue Sky, but you know. Alrighty. So, little late, but spoiler alerts. Um, if you don't want to see Data mining leaks. Sounds definitely like porn tabs rep. I promise you, I don't keep them up because Lane knows what they look like, and I don't want her giving me any looks. Like, she knows what I watch, she knows what I like. It's fine. But I still don't look like the vague judgment of, oh, so you switch tabs real quick, huh? So I don't keep them pulled up. Not even on my phone. I close out of that shit as soon as I'm done using it. Anyways, uh, these are data mining leaks. Let me post a link in chat real quick. I also don't know. I don't have Spotify on this scene. That's great. Um, I will say with this, you don't want to be spoiled, but you also can't look away now that it's in front of you. I mean, sorry, not sorry. um, with this though, this person has accidentally sort of misrepresented things in the past, with assuming things were going to be premium that weren't entirely premium, aka the stickers. Um, and then some of the things that they've found haven't actually been implemented on the timeline they seemed to be intended for. And I don't know if they've been entirely removed from the game files or if they're still sitting there waiting for release. So take all of this with a grain of salt. This person's just looking at the game files and trying to interpret them as well as they can. So this is an overarching map of the Elder Woods currently. Um, I'm not entirely sure, and I don't think they clarified well enough for me to understand what they mean by cave transition zones. So I don't know if these are loading screens or if it's something like the um, mines in Bahari. Uh, so unclear if this will be loading screens. I hope not. Um, and then 3 separate overall play zones. I'm guessing this is going to feel like North and South Bahari, just with caves. You're thinking is each section will be quest locked? That could be. That could be. Especially because as we jump down to, I'll go back to the artifacts in a sec. Some of the map photos, there was this screen. Um, I don't know specifically where this is, obviously, but there is one of the big, like, temple style doors. And what might that looks like a trigger box, potentially. Um, so this could very well be like to one of the other zones, and you have to interact with it to get through. So we'll see how that all shakes out. Um, I think. Let me scroll down to the previous update notes. I think. Yeah, so the Elderwoods compared to the default housing plot are fairly small. This is the entire plot with all of the like mountains and trees and stuff, and this is your buildable area. And then this is the entirety of the Elderwoods map. So it's not huge. Um, so it would be kind of sad if it was quest locked, but I also wish that they had compared the Elderwoods to like Bahari or Kilima instead of your housing plot, because that would have been a lot easier for me to compare. The Elderwoods comparison seems to be without the caves. Like, is it just the outer areas condensed together? It kind of seems like it. Um, it's really hard to tell. So maybe the caves are fully separate loading zones and they're off on technically separate maps. In which case, the caves themselves. Let me go back up. Looked fairly significant. I mean, they're narrow, but that also doesn't tell us anything about like three-dimensional space, just two-dimensional. So that could add some value there. But yeah, we'll see. Um, Regardless, it's a new area. It sounds like there will be 3 bundles that'll require assembling 4 artifacts each. This, however, is a lot more than 12 artifacts. So I'm not sure which ones are going to need to be built. And also, some of these artifacts are kind of sketchy. Like, all of these are pretty normal, great. I also hope they're all placeable on your plot, because some of these are really cool. The Galder toy is cute. I wish these were actual outfits, and they probably will be, albeit premium ones. But then, like, this cryptid alien little gray man toy is kind of scary. And the cryptid mermaid artifact is kind of fucked up. Um, and then these are all cool. Although that doesn't read as Kitsu to me. That reads as Cernak, but sure. And then the painting is interesting. Oh, so look at the one after the mermaid, this one. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's composed of the following 3 pieces. So then that would be 1. That would be 2. I don't know how those 2 fit together. Those might be 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. Good eye. Good eye, Vince. So, man, I need to look at Blue Sky's filtering options to see if there's just a spoiler option so that I can like draw that out and post it. Because now I'm hyped about it and I can't show it to anyone. I might post this in Sweet Tater's Discord though. And then these surface pictures are interesting. I didn't go through them super thoroughly because some of it's hard to parse without textures on them. I do hope we get all of these lights that are really cool. The standing ones are nice too. This register with like no lighting on it was really funny to me. This also looks like we'll turn in the bundles, which is interesting that it's also a storefront and possibly a deposit area. Maybe these are shrines. Um, it'd be nice if we got upgrades to our focus levels and stuff. You're excited for all of the lore, absolutely. I hope that they actually give us a lot, and it isn't like one quest that takes the community an hour collectively to solve. This is a nice crafting area. Hopefully we're actually able to use this. And this is a little bit more of a hub that you can kind of stay in for a bit. I imagine they still won't give us like chests or a bank, but it'd be nice if they did. Also interested to see what these corrals end up being. Some more just nature shots, little gazebo type of thing. They're really filling in the area with foliage and stuff, which I won't be able to see on my low graphic settings, but uh, they are filling it in pretty well, it looks like. Lots more mushrooms. Still a lot of placeholder objects, which Vince, we were talking about that being discouraging for a Q2 release, if they're still actively making models for things. With any luck, they'll already have the models set up. I just realized that my stream manager was way behind on chat. I don't know what the fuck is happening this stream. Um, you wonder though if those are spawn points. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was working towards was with any luck, those are something like harvestable items and they have the models made but are just coding the spawns or something. Because they are like the same thing in certain areas, and then these are different in this denser foliage, and then there's a cube here and a cube there, which that's also a lot of dense spawn points, so that could be fun. Very easy to fill up on your inventory if they don't give us an expansion there. Nice untextured cliff face. Yeah, maybe triangles spawn animals and cubes bugs or whatever. That could be. That could be. Or they could just be different things. Like, okay, this is exclusively a mushroom spawn. This is whatever. Ba, 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 ba. I don't remember where I just left off. There's a lot of vertical pathing on this map too. They included some shots of similar jump platforming zones to what we've seen before. And these leaks a little further down, so we'll see those as well. But lots of vertical. This might actually be inside the caves too, which is cool. Yeah, yeah. I think this might be a cave zone. And then this looks like it might be outdoors. Probably. It looks a lot more surface. I do wish they had labeled them better or at all. But that's okay. This one could be cave or at least just narrow valley. I love these lamps so much. I want them. Here's the door I showed earlier with a lot of spawn points, if that's what they are. Oh, hey, and there's Syl. um, but yeah, if these are spawns, this area is littered. Syl. Let's see. This is going to be some sort of pavilion, it looks like. Very different foliage altogether here. The pine trees look out of place with all of the other, like, more themed magical trees. Some big something structure. Looks like it might be one of the bigger trees that grew over some sort of shrine or something, maybe. Praise be. That is what Syl was. He was coral shell oyster spawns. Yeah, that's what I thought I remembered. So then I don't know if it's still going to be like shells and stuff or if it's going to be different for this map. But at least those cylinders are probably question mark spawns. But that's still so many spawns all throughout here. It's kind of wild to look at. Although I guess if you consider all of the like common blue butterfly spawns everywhere, that adds up. Hey Big Newton, how's it going? Would you prefer I use Big Newton or Juan for your name? Another angle of this big tree structure with the headless statue. Also, if you're just joining, we're going through Datamine leaks, so beware of spoilers. Feel free to avert your eyes or leave the stream if you need to. Nothing else too remarkable here. Okay, more statues with a chest in the middle and in some sort of decrepit structure, it looks like. I also wonder if the direction of these statues is going to be part of a puzzle or something that we have to solve. Because this one almost looks like it has its back to the others. But that could just be the outfit. Okay. This one is part of that little fishing village type of thing that we've seen before. Looks like they're fleshing out some of the details. Um, Here, very decayed, very broken up. And then this is the area it's talking about. So there was at least one area. I don't know if there's more than this section. Where I was theorizing that these little cubes sticking out of the tree trunks here were going to be like grappling hook points. I would love if we got a grappling hook style tool, but they may very well just be spawn points. Because we've also seen down here the little jumpy shrooms that we now have accessible on our plots. So that might be the main way that you get up here without using stamina. And then these might just be potential spawns for resources. All right. And then barn. If you are coming here from Sweet Tater's Discord and you checked the link and the spoilered pictures I posted before, you're already familiar with barn. I'm hoping that this is an actual like usable structure for your plot. Sorry, I keep getting distracted because my stream manager is not keeping up with chat. So I'm just closing out of that so that I stop looking at it. Um, Hopefully, this is the start of a structure that you'll actually be able to put on your plot, similar to the gazebo or conservatory or what have you. I'm afraid that it won't be, but I'm hopeful. Um, because there could potentially be a lot of things to do with this glitch wise that could be fun. So we'll see how that goes. And then new resources. So the spores, I assume, are from the uh, fungophers, which I can show them once we scroll down a little further. So that's probably their resource. Echo motes, I'm not quite sure. Uh, but then there's meat and skin from the Ogopu, which I'll have to scroll for quite a while to be able to show off. The echo motes might be the equivalent of like antlers or tails for the Ogopu. And then new plushies and a bee pet in progress. So I'm very excited for these plushies. These are the fungophers, which I'll scroll down a little further to show. But they're very cute, and I want all of them. And I'm definitely going to be hunting for the basic coloration and also the one that looks like trans slash bi pride. Um, the middle one's fine, but I want these two real bad. So there will definitely be hunting streams to come once Elderwoods is released. And the bee pet is really cute. I might actually buy that, especially because it looks like it's a queen bee pet with the crown there. And these might be the only ones you wholeheartedly attempt to hunt. Absolutely, absolutely join a hunting party. Um, because, as Vince and Paul know, I get very obsessive about plushies. Um, so I would hunt them regardless just for completionism and then to have them. But yeah, I'm going to be even more obsessed. These plushies are probably going to be my new lantern bug, where I'm going to want 986 of them. Also, yes, the bee has good little feet, and they have little grabbers too. But yeah, this might be a pet I actually buy, as long as they don't mess it up. I also hope these are like really, really doofy looking eyes. Mittens, yes. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all the pictures for the last update again, but here's another breakdown of the map. Your hunting method is usually go about your business and pray. Fair, fair. We have um, a fairly, I was going to say sophisticated, but it's really just obvious. One of us counts down and then we all fire. There is also currently a glitch slash exploit where if you are 50 meters or more, technically 51 meters or more, away from what you're shooting at, and no one in your party is like too close to it because that can throw things off, you can fire at it and it won't run away or go invisible or teleport or whatever. Um, so if I'm hunting solo and I can get eyes on it from 50 something meters away, I'll usually do that to kill things. Except for the magic choppos, which, as long as I have dispel arrows on me, I'll run up to make them startle. And then when you hit one of the splits, it doesn't have to be the main one, with a dispel arrow, they get stunned and freeze. And then I just obliterate it. Which is basically how I play Breath of the Wild and Skyrim. Hide and fire, and if you can use underhanded methods, do that. So these are some of the new fish and critters, and the fun gopher in the Elder Woods. This is what I was scrolling down for. So this is what the plushies are based off of. I think they did a very good job. I'm very happy about it. And then these are some of the other things that we can catch. And I'm really hoping they give us these frog plushies soon, because I want those as well. But yeah, uh, I'll post the link again just for good measure. These go back quite a ways. Oh yeah, I wanted to search for the Agopu. They drop scales. And oh, right, hunting creature. I'm smart. These are the Agopu. So these don't seem to be the same as those frogs we just saw. These, excuse me, walk on the beach, I guess, because their code name is Beachwalker. And they apparently spit a goo that slows players down. So we're going to start seeing somewhat more direct interference than the current teleportation or invisibility that we see from magic creatures currently. Except it sounds like these will apply to everything, or all three versions of these. But they look so friendly. Yeah, I want to give them kisses. But yeah, if you want to see more, like I said, some things have changed between updates. Some things have been scrapped. Some things they sort of kind of misrepresented. Um, Check it out at your own risk. Take everything with a grain of salt. Uh, they'd be gooey kisses. I'm okay with gooey kisses. But yeah, that's it currently for the data mining update. So give me a sec to switch back to Palia. Might freak out for a second as I load the game. Please bear with me. And then we'll get back to building. Also, I hope I didn't distract you from errands for too long, Strudel. And let me get switched back over to the gameplay screen. That'd be helpful. You have decided against being productive and not and am not sticking around. Fair. Oh, and am now sticking around. I was like, that's a weird and relationship. I would have expected a but there, but that makes sense. Whatever works. Either way, though, I'm glad to have you. Okay, so oh yeah. I got distracted. I was gonna show you my favorite gimmick for getting people to visit this plot. Uh it's a shame Peach is doing taxes. Peach, if you can hear me, come back. I didn't get to show you how to ride my dragon. Shirtle, you were productive yesterday, so you can skip today, right? I mean, that makes sense to me. I'd be fine with that. Um, but yeah, this dragon is rideable, both on the head and on the back. It's obviously a little silly looking because your feet are inside of it, but um, it's very similar to the glitch I set up on the other plot at the end of last stream to make the bay window sittable. And I was gonna have Peach come over and see it, but miscommunication, and then my wife came home, and it was just a thing. This is also where I keep my seduction shrine, if you couldn't tell. Which chairs did you use? It's the grow all out stools. But now we do have a lot of other options for stools that are sittable. For a while, there weren't many. So there might be some that fit better. Because that little white scale on his forehead is one of the petals. Um, so it's not perfect technically, but I think it's cute, so it's fine. Uh, Let me think. I don't think I did any serious glitching in here. I did glitch the tables together. Oh, and this is actually a subtle thing that's honestly one of my favorite parts of this plot now that doesn't get enough appreciation. These plushies and all of these display cases are actually top and bottom lit to be a little bit more decipherable. So it's the Capital Chic table lamp on top of a stack of gourmet plates and an industrial lamp. You also have a portrait shrine, but you worry it looks like a murder board. I'd have to see that at some point. Uh, I don't know if you have your plot hosted on tours or anything, but if you do, let me know your username because I have to see that. Otherwise, the living room is pretty standard, just small collision glitches and stuff. Kitchen, I almost actually put, there's a brazier or something. Uh, I almost put in the oven, but otherwise, it's just food stacked on top of the usable tools and stuff. The usable benches, rather. Oh, and these are also lit so that you can actually see into the display cases. And then the attic for this one, because Strudel, you said you wanted a rooftop garden. This is the first edition attic that Code Red Alert has. So the stairs are a lot less fun, and you end up with some excess crap on the side, which I turned into a little like cabinet. But let me come on up. This is where I put all of the Lily Rattan stuff, or Lily Rattan, and I'm quite fond of it. That's perfect. Thank you. I love it. And I did the same like lamp glitch for the potato pod displays. This was also a pain uh, to do the flooring for because I ended up having to make sure that I wasn't going too far or too shallow into the walls. And I think I had to remove some of the walls to be able to access everything the way I needed to. You actually have a different plot up right now, but your username is Strudel Half Baked. Okay, let me send you a friend request. They changed this menu, and now I don't know how anything works. I feel like I've seen you in game once or twice and called out your username. Because when we're on call, Vince, Paul, and I will call out any usernames that are interesting, and oftentimes I'll friend them, which is why I'm friends with Ms. Cuts a lot. But I think I've mostly stopped friending randos because I was worried it was weird. Um, but yeah, let me see. Let me know once you friend me back. Um, and I can always check it out off stream too if you'd prefer. Embrace the weird. No, you do that to fun names too. I'm glad I'm not the only one. There are some good ones out there. Occasionally, there's one that Polar Events will call out on a map that I'm not on, and I'll just type it in. um, just like, okay, no, I haven't even seen you in person, but you're my friend now. So instead of doing the sittable dragon, I made this sittable in 3 spots so that you can sit with your friends. And that's just, let me select the present, please. Present and camping stool. I don't think I even height glitched at all. And then I just used the builder's wood pillar glitch to scoot them in there. You remember me clarifying? So is that 5 U's or 6 or something? Yeah, there was one offline. I don't know if they ever actually friended me back either. So many of these people are from the Discord server too, from trading plushies. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still sad that Pipsqueaks never friended me. Eeh. And Tav, I don't know if she's in here, but Tav still hasn't friended me back. Rude. I don't think she's played at all, though. Oh, yeah, and Duncan Idaho of Dune hasn't friended me back. Either way. I don't remember what I was trying to do last. I do really like these shelves I set up off stream, though. So that was fun. Nice little desk working nook. I do wish with Paltech stuff we got computers, like just a little laptop or something. I'm trying to figure out whether I can put something here or if there are like pillow items I can put up there. I could put a rug. That's a little too big, but there might be a rug that fits as like a plush top. Which then I'll probably want to increase the height of the seats if it's too plush. Let me see what rugs I have that are half circle shaped. Not many. Emberborn small is too small. These I remember being horribly disappointing as far as tint color, but let me see. Oh, and also huge. So we're not doing that. Let's see. I just got your friend request. Are you at your plot, Strudel? I guess I can check. You accepted my friend request, but you're not showing up as online. I love this game so much. I might have to reset. Yeah, we thought maybe it was just a Switch issue, but Peach had a lot of trouble too. Seeing my friend request and then sending me one, and then me. Yeah, okay. I'm headed over. This is gorgeous. I also see why you need trees to not carry over to other plots. And I like your UFO lights. Oh, this isn't the plot with the shrine. You're good. And it should carry me over once you hop to the right plot, so no rush. This is gorgeous, though. I don't know why I didn't consider that these might be actually usable stairs. Because they're not, but these are. Oh. That's weird that it didn't take me to the back of the plot. Or like the front of the plot. Oh, there we go. This game is so broken. You like those bracket fungi stairs? Yeah, they look like shelf mushrooms. This is gorgeous too. Wait. Am I dumb? How does this... Why can I not get through? I can only bake. Oh. Wait. That's cool. I like that a lot. Is this the same or... Hello? Oh, wrong button. Employees only, right? Oh, right. Your killboard shrine. I forgot what kind of shrine. Oh, this plot is above item limit. That's hilarious. It doesn't look too bad like a killboard. Although now I kind of want to see if there are small enough items to glitch them, like, so it looks like you were throwing darts at them. You could probably do something with the gourmet knives and forks. Just have them sticking out of their heads. Not that you necessarily want it to be a kill board, but you can move around within the same plot, but if you put it into inventory, it won't be placeable over limit. Yeah, that's part of why I didn't do anything crazy with my other plot. Oh no, you were talking in server chat the whole time. You're good. You're so embarrassed. Nah, the rest of the server just started doing their own thing. They don't care. And now they're giving you advice. But yeah, there's so many changes, additions you want to make to this plot, but you can't. Yeah. Uh yeah. It's rough once you hit that point for sure. Stiff kitty. Oh, for the name, yeah. So polite to the people just trying to help. Um but yeah, I tried. I can show you on stream too. I had tried setting up a like experimentation plot so that I could try different things out and then copy them over basically. And then haven't touched it because I just dove into the glow bug plot. Oh, this won't take me back. So wait, help you understand the mirror door thing. So there's an oven or something in there, and the cooking stations jump you to the front of the station. So it's placed so that you would naturally cook here. And so when you hit bake from the other side of it, it jumps you over. It's sort of like the seat thing that we discovered with my conservatory, how you could sit on the swing outside, except it doesn't snap you back inside. Yeah, that's really fucking cool. So I'm not crazy, right? We are trapped in here. That does definitely make it more of a kill board if like anyone who sees it has to die here. Only way you can let me out is to reload the plot. I think I have my Oh, I can't use home teleport here. That's funny. So yeah, if you do that, put a second oven facing the other way. Thanks for showing me your kill shrine. I appreciate it. I'm gonna head home before you trap me somewhere else, okay? Oh, I forgot I had loaded onto the spot to refresh my friends list, and I was just like, where did everything go? Oh yeah, I didn't fuck. Let me show off the tester plot real quick too. Because I gridded that fucker out and then haven't touched it. I spent hours dividing it all up. But you know, it was a good practice. But yeah, so this is set up to be like a bunch of mini plots for me to try things out. And just never did. This is also a cutting jig, so that I could play with that. Which, I don't remember exactly how it works, but basically this internal room here is glitched so that, oops, I forget how these controls work each time. I'm gonna try to pick this up in a way that doesn't jump it forward at all or backwards. And it's super jumpy right now. Either way, it should pop that hallway out if you attach something to it, I think. It's been a while. This is also a code red alert video. I haven't had to use the cutting jig in a long time. But it is an option. At least I don't think I placed this too far off from where it's supposed to be. Yeah, that looks right. Let me see. Oh, that just put that entirely inside. They might have fixed the cutting jig. I don't know. But yeah, that was a whole thing at some point that I was trying to do. Also, for the Palia players in here, would y'all have any interest in doing shell challenges? You've got so many things you want to do now. I've ruined your schedule. Yeah, sorry. Um, I don't think there were any other big glitches to show off at least, so if you don't want your schedule to be even more ruined, don't look at Code Red Alert's channel because he does a lot of cool stuff. Shell challenges, so that's where I would set up a template plot and say, okay, so you need a Grand Harvest house, 2 hallways, a large room, 2 hallways, and a medium room in this format, and you have to make something out of it. You can add up to, and everyone has different rules, and each challenge generally has different rules. But I could say you can add up to 1 more hallway and 1 more room. No separate standalone buildings like conservatories or pavilions, just these core buildings. And it's on this theme, which might be like summer beach party or whatever. I don't think they utilize like specialized landscapes or anything so that doesn't affect it. But it's basically a system to constrain your creativity within limits to see what you can do. And I think they run like a month long or something. And then whoever's hosting them will go around and see other people's stuff. And I think sometimes there are prizes, which I could definitely offer, at least in the form of plushies, because I am lousy with them. But I also never have enough. But yeah, it's something I could definitely do if y'all are interested. That sounds fun, but you're afraid you might be outmatched. You heard plushies, Vince. Honestly, like I don't I don't even know if I would necessarily do it as a competition. Um, but either way, I always feel unmatched too because like you saw my other plot, I don't know how to do the foliage and everything to try to make it feel more full and complete. I'm decent at clutter in very small spaces. Like a lot of the builds I see other people do are extremely intimidating to me from a creative standpoint. Um, but I like seeing other people's creativity. And I think that's more what it's about than I got to be the best. So if it's something you're interested in, let me know. I'm also probably going to start a channel Discord soon so that all y'all can, talk and I have somewhere more dedicated to share random shit instead of like spamming Tater's channel or whatever. Uh, so keep an eye out for that as well. Um, and if I do shell challenges, that's where they'll be hosted. So yeah, just let me know. All right, back to trying to figure this shit out. I don't think there, besides like the Choppa pillows, I don't think there are Hello, items. He used to run a Discord Animal Crossing New Horizons challenge like that. He gathered submissions and posted them anonymously for votes. That's cool. Smaller, shorter ones like screenshot sized area. That would be a fun way to do it, fully anonymous. Because that wouldn't be too bad to do. And I could just mandate that you use the camera function too. Thank you for the information, Vince. That does sound fun. And it could very well be like 1.5 rooms or something that you have to use. I've also seen people do it where, like, I set up a plot and you tell me the items you need, and I just put the items out and you assemble something within like a small grid according to a theme, like live on stream, and I just like walk around and watch basically. So I've seen that done before as well. I wish I remembered whose channel that was on. But that could be a good one for like, okay, you have an hour type of thing. Actually, let me grab the rest of my Moonstruck stuff real quick. I don't have a ton. They were left very open. Say this week was make a library. You could do it indoors, outdoors, whatever. But yeah, as constricted or as open as each challenge dictates. Enough with the winky face, Vince. It'll be rough on your anxiety, but you do it. Yeah, and like I said, I I am my own worst critic too. It's I have not yet participated in a shell challenge for the same exact reason. What's wrong with your winky? I don't want to hear about your winky, Vince. Um, but yeah, it would be. I would try to make it as low stake as possible, so that hopefully it wouldn't be too rough on you. But I also completely understand that it's tough. So the issue that I have with Moonstruck as a set, which I didn't realize was a thing before, um, a lot of the things are giant and have to be placed on a ground surface, which means that I either have to glitch them or, use like, I'm probably going to use a wooden box for that lamp, which is just kind of annoying. Or like a Dragon Tide side table, maybe, so that it sort of matches. But yeah, I am. Let me actually give her a shout out. I'm working on some proofreading for my dear friend Tav, who is about to release a short story anthology that, I kid you not, is like in book format, like, uh, yeah, that page format is like 800 some odd pages, and includes the first two chapters of her. I'm dumb. I'm gonna have to glitch this. The box might work, but I'm gonna have to glitch this. Uh, Includes the first two chapters of the novel that she's working on. One of them. Um, so I'm working on proofreading that right now. Uh, but after that, I'll be able to do like the Discord server and then possibly start running shell challenges. Yeah, and her writing is fantastic. She posts previews on her Patreon, so if you're worried about supporting her before you know what her writing's like, you can see right then and there what her writing's like. But she's lovely. Her writing's fantastic. and very, queer positive, poly positive, which is really nice to see. Um, and just all around a good time. It's mostly fantasy. She does do some like superhero fiction sometimes, but most of it is like high fantasy type of stuff. And she does post trigger warnings for everything, and they tend to be perfectly thorough. So if you're worried about any of that, you should still theoretically be good. Okay. How tall is the back of this fucking couch? Not too tall. A present without glitching might be sufficient. But yeah, and I need to be done with that in like ideally 3 weeks. So next month sometime, maybe I might launch a Discord. We'll see. That's not quite centered, but okay, that looks fine. And now I can't turn it on. I forgot that when you interact with an item you've cancel placed, it snaps back into place. Oh, I love that. Alright, so that's there. There's some more light. I maybe don't need this table lamp. I don't remember. I think Calathea was the better color for these. I hate the original, like the default color. Calathea is not bad. Shore is pretty good. Berry honestly might be it. But yeah, and also with her Patreon, it's $5 a month. So definitely check it out. It's very affordable. That's a little too much purple. Although a little bit more purple over here would actually be good. And she posts every month. I haven't asked her how much the anthology is going to go for. So, watch her Patreon for more information on that. You love the new Alabaster, but you don't know if that's just recency bias. Yeah, I had been hoping because all right, Strudel. How much of a soapbox should I go on right now about Snailgate, Tintgate, and Duckgate? Cause uh what? How could there ever be too much purple? Hello, Landriana. Listen, half of the set is purple, half of the set is like blue and red, and this corner is almost entirely purple with a blue chair that sticks out like a sore thumb. I need some more blue. I don't have anything against purple unless it's purple and gold, which were my high school colors, and I have trauma. I say that mostly jokingly. Um, but I need more blue in this corner just to make it work. How are you, Landriana? Are you still sick? But you said all the way, huh? Strudel. So are you familiar with Snailgate, Tintgate, or Duckgate before I even get started? Because, I mean, I might have to do some, whatchamacallit. Explaining is not the word I was looking for, but some explaining for the people, but you are not. You still have a little bit of a cough left over, Landriana, but mostly back to normal now. I'm glad. It sounded like you were real rough off for a while there, so I'm glad you're almost there. hopefully the rest of the recovery goes quick. So Snailgate, and there were other. You're here for history class. This is very recent history. God. So for some reference point, I've been a Palia player since the stress test pre closed beta. I did both stress tests, all of closed beta, and then oh god, it was just before Winter Lights, I think, that I went on hiatus. It was really rough for a bit. Landriana, Snailgate, yeah. Yeah, we're about to get into it because I know you were there in Geeko's chat while I was freaking out about Snailgate. But I went on hiatus for like 8-9 months. Came back shortly after Lunar New Year, I think. And I have been playing continuously since. So there are other things that happened that I found out about later. Um, this is starting from the camping decor. Oh, yeah, you've been around for a while. Yeah, and we've known each other for a while too. Um, Thanks to Geeko. But yeah, so this is as of the camping decor update. They showed in their promotional trailer the. Let me just grab one. Let me actually do this full demonstration. You know what? I'm going to recreate to a very small degree their trailer. Oh, I don't have any spare little snails. Okay, well, we'll go to my other plot for this. Let me just make another camping. These things are too close together. An anonymous strudel. You've been here since the stress test too. Thank you for watching. And what do you think? Because the stress test was something, but you know, it was a stress test. Uh, but you've been here for a while. What do you think of the game? What do you think of Singularity 6? And thanks for chatting too. Where am I going? Okay, so during the promotion for the camping decor related update, they had a promotional video that was fairly long and had a lot of cutaway scenes of like, look at all the stuff you can build. And in part of one of the scenes, they had the camping stool. Oh, you did not mean to type with that account. That was you. Okay. I was like, we have two strudels in the same chat. That's pretty cool. Okay. Good to know, Strudel, that you've been here for the stress test. You can still answer all the questions that I just asked you because I have not asked the non-anonymous version of you. You were amazed at the coincidence, Vince? Yeah, me too. It was I was debating whether to comment on it. But yeah, so in the promotional video, there was, you know, the whole camping supply set with this guy on a log, chilling, you know, looking at the fireplace or whatever. You may or may not try to double up on Twitch drop rewards. Very fair. Very fair. I don't blame you at all, and I appreciate the support with you having come to my channel to do that. But yeah, so very clearly, they had just released the little snail plushie, right, with the Maji Market claw machine. So they released this video that had this giant motherfucker on a camping stool. And then everyone was like, oh, new garden snail plushie, new garden snail plushie. It's gorgeous, you know, yay. And then there's no plushie release. And they were like, no, you already got your plushie. It's the little snail that we released with the Maji Market upgrade. It's the same thing you already have. Calm the fuck down. And so people did these side-by-side comparisons with the promo video and then their little snail on a camping log. And not only are they not the same size, the coloration's different. Even the swirl on the shell goes different directions. So people were pissed. And rightfully so, in my opinion. And that guy's just gonna snap back in a minute. There we go. So that was Snailgate. And it took until 1 or 2 updates ago was the snail plushie release 0.188. I don't remember. It might have been 0.189. Either way, took a while to get the actual snail plushie. You can't believe you missed that whole thing. It was a fairly niche complaint. Agreed. You were too just quietly, pissed about the whole thing, or, but yeah, it was a fairly niche complaint because it takes a special kind of player to go frame by frame in the videos like that and obsess over, yes, pissed, over plushies like that. Like, I recognize that I have a problem, but it was upsetting. And it would have been one thing if they had just said, oops, we accidentally included that. Consider it a sneak peek. But instead, they gaslit the community. And so I started jokingly calling it Snailgate in, chats with people. The community started calling it Snailgate. And then when they actually released the snail, I need to do I kind of did a write up of this on Blue Sky, but I need to do an actual fucking essay version. Their promotional video for the snail plushie, which I believe was also the rainbow tipped butterfly plushie release, was the snail coming down in a beam of light in the Phoenix Shrine because they're the gods of the humans in this game. And they're finally granting us our dearest wish. You would also be up in arms if you knew they tried to gaslight us. Yeah, and then they were super fucking condescending about the release trailer. And it's just guys, if you want to play God, you should at least be competent about it. But sure, they gave us the fucking plushie, fine. But right after Snailgate, when they were gaslighting us about it, you can see that the O-ring is turned. Okay. The next update was they presented it initially as new tints and just left it at that, new tints. And then they said furniture will be newly tintable. But still in the trailer, they were showing all kinds of different colors that we don't have, like the alabaster. They showed one that was all black. And so it was kind of hard to tell if maybe it was going to be a black and white monochrome set. And I think they showed one. I haven't gone back to review that video frame by frame. But I think they showed one that was colored more like Subira's Moonstruck set. And just a whole bunch of stuff. So we thought we were getting several new tint colors. And then they said furniture will be newly tintable. Right? Wasn't that when they were teasing the Lily Ratten set? Yeah, so the Lily Ratten was already released, but that was the set that was going to be newly tintable because it hadn't been tintable when they released it. Which was kind of unusual too because recent prior releases had been tintable. And also I just want to complain about this set a little bit because fucking these lights are broken, and ignore the fact that they're tinted currently, but these things are useless because they do cast light, sort of. So that one casts a lot of light. That one's good. but the bulb itself doesn't light up, which is kind of gross. And then the chandelier does cast light in a small space like this, but it also doesn't look like it's lit. Untouchable furniture makes you mad. Yeah, and so that's how the Lily Ratton was for a long time. And it's a pretty nice color scheme for the base set, so it is what it is, but it's very limiting. Um, and so they were like, new furniture sets will be tintable after saying we were getting new tints. And then they release it, and it was Lily Ratton and like two other things were newly tintable. And so, okay, they delivered on one of those promises, but their video flashed all of these other colors that are not available in game. So the community was mad again, and we got Tintgate. Summer Stripe, that's what the set was. Thank you, Vince. Um, so we got Tintgate. And we recently got Alabaster, spelled incorrectly, which they acknowledged. I don't know if they're ever going to correct it. But that was, again, several updates later. You're still waiting for the black gray tint? Me too. Because I'm an emo bitch and I want black gray furniture. And the Ravenwood, you're gonna be upset with me for not wanting purple, but the Ravenwood is not doing it for me with the accent colors and just the style of it overall too. So that was 10 gate. And then I have to go into the bathroom to show you these because we only got 3 of them with the spa day update. They showed us rubber duckies. This one's a smaller complaint because they never technically promised us that they'd be craftable. But generally, when you're pitching a new furniture set, I feel like it's a safe assumption to think that your community would assume, yeah, that they kind of did. I think it's safe to assume that your community will think they can craft everything you show them. You you were just teasing about the purple. I know, I know. We cannot craft the rubber duckies. They're not even tradable. You're right. And also they were not initially available, but they were in the promotional images. And like, if I remember correctly, not only were they in the promotional images, but I think they were also in the video if there was a video featuring spa day stuff. I'll verify that. But I know for a fact that they were in promotional content. And I think it was in the patch note updates. And there was no way to get them. There was also the issue recently with them not actually clearly stating where to get any of the builders' recipes or the new yard work set or whatever. But, anyways, Duckgate happened. The community was instantly pissed, instantly coined the term Duckgate. And, like, the next day or a couple hours later, Singularity 6 sent out 3. And when we were complaining up a storm in the Discord, the S6 rep at the time was messing with the community, not like relating to us. Oh, I didn't see that, Vince. They were teasing people about like your quotes that you pulled out where you want the duck. Let me think. No, that's fucked up. I didn't know about that part. Uh, but yeah, we still can't craft them, and we only got 3, seemingly forever. They're not tradable because they're not labeled as plushies. So that's fun. Yep, and then they were like, just kidding, I don't have any say, I'll let someone know. I don't like that they tried to be funny. Because, like, this is also following, I think it was between Tintgate and the release of the snail plushie. They posted a whole long thing, they being Singularity 6, um, apologizing for issues in communication and like a lack of transparency and, displaying things that they didn't mean to release and whatever. And there was sort of a like tongue in cheek, like, haha, snails anybody type of joke in there too. But they promised to do better and, you know, oh no, we're sorry. We're going to fix this. And then they keep fucking doing it and then try to be glib about it. Welcome back, Sweet Tater. How is the broth brothing? Is it brothing well? And then Fancy said, no, you were annoyed at the duck, but mad at the reaction. Just like with the snail. Yeah. It's, if only they had a community manager in the Discord. Oh, they let them go? Yeah, I guess I should have started with that, huh, Strudel? All of the layoffs that mathing is hard, but probably ended up resulting in about half of their initial team being laid off. Uh, that certainly didn't cause any problems. Sweet Tater, since you're just rejoining us, I don't know how much of it you could hear over making broth, but we're talking about Singularity 6 and how bad they are at accidentally showing us things that they don't actually want us to have. Um, and I have built basically nothing. I've just been running around and like quote unquote parkouring off of shit because I don't know what to do with my life. LOL, oh, Singularity. Yeah, they're not doing so hot for themselves. And it's frustrating because like I do really love this game. I do genuinely want this game to succeed. I still recommend this game to people, albeit with heavy uh, caveats. But also, like, no matter how much I love a game and want it to succeed, part of wanting it to succeed is acknowledging where they need to do better. And they have a lot of room. That's a tiny armchair. Oh my god. Sorry, I haven't ever actually placed the investigator set before. That's adorable. That's a child's armchair. Like, it fits the character model okay, but that's itty bitty. That's like a doctor's office waiting room armchair if you go to a fairly nice doctor. You 10,000% agree, Sweet Tater. And absolutely, Landriana. Yeah, listen, I have a pessimistic streak, and I recognize that. Um, and sometimes I take things very seriously that maybe don't need to be taken quite as seriously. Uh, but also they they make bad decisions. You'd be more understanding if they were transparent and were like, "Oh, this isn't ready yet," or "Oops, our bad," instead of doubling down. Absolutely, and I think that's this almost works. I think that's the biggest problem I have with all of their fuck ups. And like, we were joking a lot when we had all of the crashes with 0.190. And they were like, oh, sorry, it was the arcade machines. And Vince, Paul, and I were like, okay, how the fuck did you entirely break the servers with arcade machines? Maybe that's the thing you should have kept as an inside thought. Uh, but everything else you probably should have given it to us straight. Uh, but still, I mean, it's transparency, even if it's an indictment of their capabilities uh, in a totally different way. Um, Sweet Tater, you said, nah, I say that immediately when I recommend Palia. Yeah, by the way, they laid everyone off. Yeah. Uh, it depends on how much I want someone to play the game with me. Which, now that I have all of y'all, I don't really have to go on missions to try to find friends to play with me. Um, thank God, because it wasn't working. Uh, but yeah, it's hard not to give the caveats of the dev team is bad and they were acquired by a dev team that's potentially going to be worse, or like a management company or whatever Daybreak is. But it's a fun game now. Like that's not enticing to people. But it also feels dishonest to not say that. Let me see if Barry's any better. You think because it's free and the community is wholesome, it's worth playing the game? Yeah, for sure. Like, I spend more money on this game than I ever intended to, and more than I feel like I should because they make so many bad decisions. Um, yeah, this match is enough, I think. Uh, so that is a point of not shame exactly, but like personal ick for me of just, do I want to support them as much as I do? But it is free. The community is generally pretty good. There's no close competition doing the same thing yet either, but once there is, Vince, yeah. And there are some that are looking really good so far on Steam, but that only gets you so far, Uh, Big Newton, you said never put profit over people. Sweet Tater hates that. Absolutely. Strudel, you said, haha, yeah, you don't have an issue with spending money on this game. Yeah. Uh, you can see I bought the lesbian pride outfit immediately, including the glider and the tool set. You told Big Newton to quit his job because of it. Nice. Nice. Yeah, that's part of why I'm sorta, kinda, not really yet, but planning on it, looking for other employment. Um, because right now, if you don't already know, I work in medical manufacturing. So I make medical products, specifically like implantable devices for a living. And when I started at the company like 7+ years ago, it was solid and they cared a lot about their people and it genuinely felt like a family business. Now it's going full corporate to the point where my like super optimistic golden retriever of a manager is starting to feel the strain of it and starting to get discouraged. Um and it's just brutal to be, it feels kind of extreme to say, but to be disrespected the way we're recently being by my company. And so I've started looking into other things that I can do potentially from home so that it'll be a less severe tax on my already limited spoons. Um, it's not fun being treated as just a means to make profit. And that's why I'm a socialist. Uh, I think I like that armchair okay. I don't know if I want it tilted like that, though. That also feels kind of weird. And that's why I'm a socialist, lol, real. Yeah, I I've learned how to rein in my justice sensitivity so that I can continue existing in society. But it's still a bad time. It's a very bad time. Strudel, you worked at a nonprofit and you didn't realize how good you had it until they were forced to shut down. That fucking sucks. I'm sorry. That's like, I wish we had universal basic income, or at least universal health insurance at the very, very least. And this is all talking about the United States because that's where I'm currently stranded as a citizen. But universal basic income should be a human right. And it's been shown to increase productivity and yada, yada, yada. I'm not necessarily the person to speak on that. But um, I would I would be doing so many different things than working my ass off and breaking my body. Even though, like, we make life saving medical devices, it's a great cause, it's a necessary cause. I don't, my body shouldn't be doing these things. Let me catch up on chat. Uh, Landriona, you said if you're going to be quote unquote the means to make profit, it's going to be because I'm making myself that profit. Absolutely. And Sweet Tater, you said you work corporate now, but miss your nonprofit. Yeah. It we should own the means of production and be able to take better care of ourselves and do things that we feel value in, not just we are able to survive off of. Strudel, you said what's great is that in your state you're penalized for not having the health insurance they don't provide you. Yeah, I remember that being a thing when Obamacare rolled out. Uh, that at least in my state they like backpedaled and didn't enforce. I'm not entirely sure how all of that worked out. That was before I started broadening my exposure to politics and my understanding of it. I am so sorry. I also love, um, and Sweet Tater, you're gonna probably find this funny. I just submitted my Team Stars application. And in it, I was like, yeah, I try to minimize political talk, but I don't shy away from it if stuff needs to be addressed. And it's like, for the last half hour, 45 minutes, we've been basically talking. Well, the political stuff is recent. The rest of the soapboxing was about Palia. So I guess it's okay. Oh my god, yay. Yeah, wish me luck. Uh, Jesse was actually the one who told me to apply well before apps were even out. You hope I get in? Thank you. I hope I do too. Oh, Bellflower might be cute. Um, but yeah, Jesse told me about it like 3 days before they posted the announcement. Oh, Jesse was the one who recruited you too. That's awesome. And I've heard good things. Um, I haven't been able to check out many of the other people's streams yet, but Lily Ratton's probably. Well, that raw wood could look good actually. Let's try it. But yeah, I'm hopeful. I think it'd be fun. Uh, but just the contradiction between like, yeah, no, I don't talk politics. Oops. Everyone is super supportive. Like it's a good mix of small streamers like us and then big streamers, so everyone helps each other and encourages each other. Nice. And I saw too that there were some charity streams happening recently, I think. I did not change the color on that one yet. Which is fun and definitely something that I want to get into eventually, but don't know where to start, or even if I have enough of a platform to justify it. Uh, I don't know if I like that. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Why do none of these color themes actually match any fucking thing else? It drives me insane. Actually, this might look good in the classic. What do you look like in the classic? We need to get you to affiliate, or else I'm gonna have a word with Twitch. You know what? There are a lot of words that should be had with Twitch in general, but I would appreciate the support. Uh, I actually kind of set myself up for frustration a little bit because I had hyped my launch so hard that I had like I think 15 followers before I even started streaming because I was like on it. Like, we are doing this. Tell everyone. And then like it's just been not a decline by any means, but a much slower gain since. So I've been having to fight that like instinctive thing of, wait, what am I doing wrong? And I've made, small improvements here and there. And that's the kind of mindset I want to maintain, regardless. But it felt so bad at first of like, oh, nobody's coming anymore. But I appreciate all of y'all genuinely. And even if I don't get to see the numbers tick up and get that dopamine hit every single stream, which y'all have been fucking incredible this stream, just by the way. Uh, but even if like I don't get the same dopamine hit as I was getting before I even started, it's still been incredible, and I've made so many friends already, and I honestly couldn't ask for more. So thank you, genuinely. But I also won't stop you from fighting Twitch on my behalf. Just, for the record. Can I have some of that pho broth for my throat, Sweet Tater, please? Because the soda ain't cutting it today. Okay, good to know. Classic is the move. I might even recolor this awkward blue chair to the classic. Or I could do the motherfucking plush armchair for the desk chair. Is that obnoxious? That's a little much. Maybe switch the investigator. It's such a tiny baby chair. I can't get over it. It's too small. This needs to just be like a plushy chair here. Because that's a doll chair. That's not... Is that too bulky in front of the sittable window? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I might save this sittable window glitch for this room, which is probably gonna end up being either a dining room or a kitchen. Which this could be the kitchen, potentially. And then this could be the dining room and like secondary living area, maybe. And so a sittable bay window might make more sense there. So let me get rid of these. I know that was like the last half hour of last stream, but this is normal for me. I'm sure Vince is not at all surprised. And then let me slap this motherfucker. It's balanced so weirdly. Like, visually, I feel like you have to balance it a little further. There. Yeah, that feels better. Nope, not surprised at all. And then I can probably... I will have to height glitch that to get it up there. It's okay, now I have direction. Because I was lost. Get back here. Okay, so let me actually grab this. Or I could just do a stack of presents for the height check. These presents drive me insane because their stacking hitbox changes based on which direction you place them. Or no, they're just being ridiculous now. Gotcha. They did at some point have a center point. But this is fine. Okay, so it's almost up to the lid on the third gift box. That should be appropriate. I don't remember if I need to consider the height of the present. I do, don't I? Fuck. Hopefully that's accurate. We'll see in a minute. So it needs to be there. I'll put it there. Okay, pick this up. Pull out the item you want on top of the anchor. And I'm going to let it be offset like this so that I can glitch. Well, it doesn't really matter. Oh, Sweet Tater, are you currently watching the screen? Because I wanted to point out the thing that was happening with you. Two of the things, technically, when Panda was helping you glitch. Because it was too much for me to try to type out and explain. But two of the issues you had where you were getting kind of frustrated and then wondering when you were, or why it was suddenly working. When you do one of these placement glitches, where you were doing the thing where you just drag it over, cancel, and then place on top of your anchor. No, you're totally good. I just called your attention, so you were on it. You couldn't place this down with your regular placement button when you were doing that. And then you'd like cancel it and try to place it again and it'd work. That's one option. The other option is going into your settings and setting a secondary placement button. So I think it's down here, placement mode, and then there's move item, confirm move, cancel move. Why is this on controller settings? I don't, oh, here we go. Sorry. Okay, so and you can do it for controller as well. I'm on mouse and keyboard. Move item is that button. Placement, my confirm move when I set things down is left click. You also have a key 2 that you can do, which is V for me. It's just what was suggested in whatever video I was watching that taught me this. You can set it to anything. But now I didn't change anything, that's fine. Now, if I pick this back up and go to do the glitch again, when I pull it out, I can't click, and I don't know. Let me get it back on there so you can see, but if you can hear me click, I'm using the mouse on my hand. I can't click. It's not pasting it or placing it. But if I hit V, it places. And I didn't have to cancel out of that item and pull it back out. So that's that fix. And then what was the other thing I was seeing you have issues with? Oh, what was it? It might have just been that I was thinking of. I really felt like there was something else. As far as what I was saying when Panda and I were discussing it in your chat, of you can cancel things away to get them to go somewhere where they normally wouldn't fit. If this were where I wanted this lamp, it won't go there because it's in the way. And how I want to place this with the floating, I can't like collision place it. So I can set it down somewhere, pick up the floating or attached item or whatever, and then just pull something else out of my inventory and it'll stay there. Then I can cancel out of that, pick up the anchor item, and this is following now. So you do kind of have to be careful sometimes to make sure you're not going to collide with other things. And then I can put this under here and it'll snap back. You can also do that to move something out of the way, like I did with the couch. When I reload the plot, this will come back and it'll snap right back into where I put it here. So when I was suggesting that you use the cancellation placement to snap a wood floor, like just underneath the base of that pavilion in the Plushy Park landscape, that's what I was talking about. Get the distance set up and then put the thing separate away and then move your paver or whatever over and let it snap into place. And all of this is in Code Red Alert's videos, so go check him out. And it turns out, Taylor, that I can do the cancellation placement glitch on your plot as a guest with editor access. So I can help you with that as well. Like, directly. So now this glitch is... I need to grab pillars for it. My inventory is wrecked with crap. And let me also recolor that chair before I forget, because I've been running around with it in my inventory for a while now. We got a lot of pink in here now. Okay, so this glitch, the builder's items, I don't know if this applies to the new set with like the bridges and stuff, but the old builder's items have some very interesting collision rules. So I don't remember what. That was the wrong slot. This is in slot 4. So I'm going to get this set up first with one on the present for this pillar. Place that there. And then now when I place additional pillars close to, they don't have to be touching. So you can see there's distance there. I can group select and it'll move the whole thing, but it'll use the collision properties of this furthest pillar. I don't know where exactly I want this lamp to go yet. So I'm going to stack a few of these up each time, just making sure they're close enough to count. Oh, that was the other thing. you were deselecting your like stack of placeable items. I do it by scrolling. You, I think, were doing it by hitting the number key, and then you couldn't pick up the item that you were looking at. Just look at another item or like far enough away that it deselects, and then you can pick it up. That was the other thing I saw you doing. Okay. So that still selects, and I'm just going to keep doing that. Lol, you be out here making errors. They're not even errors. Like, they're issues with the game itself. So this is colliding, and it's being grumpy. What happened last time with this was that the item I had floating, because this is how I did the stools before, the item I had floating still counted as collision. So what I'm going to have to do is grab some walls, or floors rather. I'll just steal this. And I'm going to cancel place this lamp. The new snapping that they did ruined everything. It's not better except for the crates snapping under things now. That's the only part that they made better. And that was in the second round of updates for it. Anyways, going to float this up here so that it won't collide with anything when I now group select and drag this over. And it's still being grumpy. Is that colliding with the lamp by any chance? No. Interesting. So I'm going to try pairing this with another glitch. This one's the gourmet dinner set glitch. Grab a gourmet dessert plate. I recommend the dessert plate because it's the lowest profile. Besides like the fork and knife and spoon, which are kind of hard to grab onto. Group select from there. And it's still being funny. This won't actually help me. What I was going to do is put the gourmet plate on here, but the way that one works is by using the gourmet plates collision for determining collision with whatever you're dealing with. But I need it to go inside of this step, so that won't work. Let me try just getting these closer here instead of having it teetering off. Oops. I don't know why. I'm guessing it's specifically this lantern that's being angry for no reason. Because it really is just that. You have been summoned to play Fortnite, so you will be lurking. Thank you very much for the lurk. Enjoy your Fortnite. Okay. Oops. I don't really want to have to anchor this differently. And I don't think it's big enough for me to hide the present inside of it. Oops. This chandelier, man. Let me see if it'll place on the dessert plate, because that might be sufficient to make it count as... Nope, didn't actually place. So it did place, but it didn't count it as the same item. Yeah, so that won't work. You blew so much of your gold on red presents once winter lights came around again. Yeah, I don't know if you saw Strudel, but I have several out and about right now. And then 583 in storage. So, you know, I spent some money. I had saved up like 500K before winter lights just to like make sure. And then I initially only bought like one of each of the others to test them. They don't work the same. Uh, but I was like, well, you know, I'll still grab enough that I can do like a present pile. But I was very specific as to where I spent my money. Okay, motherfucker. We're gonna get you figured out. Let's see. I can... That's what I can do. Is I can glitch the plate up high enough, or not the plate, the present up high enough that it just sits underneath there. So that's probably going to be plate lift. Landrona, you spent some too. You saved up to max gold for both Halloween and winter lights. Is max gold like one less than 1 billion? Or 1 million, I guess. Yeah. 999,999. Okay. Hopefully this now will let me do the thing I want to do. You don't think you'll ever hit that limit? Yeah, I think the closest I've gotten is like 600K. Because then I end up spending it or stop caring about money. And then spend it. Why did that not count the plate? What? It was a grind, but you felt the urgency in getting the stuff you missed the year before, always doing it for your plot. And your plots are incredible, so I understand. That's weird. Okay, let me see if a paver's any better. I'll do one of these. Small one, please. Thank you. The height will be a little off, I think. But that's okay. So half over. Oops. And then centered. Center, half over. 3, place. Much easier to grab this time. Yes. But yeah, Landriana, that was how I felt with Luna New Year. I was slightly panicking uh, because of um, the ticket requirements to get everything. And it was, I think, as I started streaming or shortly thereafter, and my wife started going to school at the same time, and just everything was busy. Oh, that was a beautiful look inside of me. Why is this glitch not working from one day to the next? Because it worked last week. That's so bizarre. Though, it did just give me an idea because the couch is going to be there. So, I can be a little messier. Is that shorter than the height of a box? Can I make this way easier than I was just thinking of doing it? It's right about the height of a box. Let me see. Even if this doesn't let me place it this way, I can at least check the height. Okay, it will let me place it. It is ever so slightly too tall. Sad. You were on hiatus for the very first spooky / autumn section, Winter Lights, and Luna New Year. Woes of having maxed out all friendships and completing all the storyline before those came out and feeling safe going on hiatus. Yeah, I hadn't even maxed everything, but I went on hiatus, I think about the same time, because I didn't see any of that either. And I came back and still got to do part of the Winter Lights quest. And then, like, had no idea what Luna New Year was or anything. It was wild. Okay, let me see if this will work first before I do the glitch with it. What I'm hoping is that the dessert plate glitch, it'll work to a lesser degree than I hoped. God damn it. The other option. You came back in the summer because when you returned from visiting the boyfriend, your mother pulled you aside and said, "Hey, check out this new game I found. I think you might like it." That's really cute. I just told my mother about Hello Kitty Island Adventure because she's obsessed. And I just got her a bunch of I accidentally hit the wrong button at the same time that I hit the button I actually needed. And so it glitched the shit out of everything. Um, but she's obsessed with Hello Kitty, and I just got her some stuff for her new truck. That was all Hello Kitty themed, and she was very excited. Interesting. What I'm probably going to do is just distance glitch and hope I can estimate fairly accurately. So, from standing about there, I need like 4 small squares. So, I always forget which way is just height. We need to start doing this, and which way is distance. 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks about right. So the boyfriend and you both logged back in and helped her get leveled and familiar with everything. That's really cute. Okay, that is accurate. So, hopefully cancellation glitching works with this time. There we go. And now I can manually place this so that it's actually visually centered. Yay! That was annoying. Now she's doing the same for your dad in the hopes the game helps him with regaining his motor skills. That's sweet. Yeah, there's nothing too strenuous or too like precision. Jesus, too precision based, unless you're doing glitch building like I am. So I imagine it would be a good cozy game for him to practice with. Sorry, I was clearing my throat and didn't want y'all to have to listen to that. I forgot what I was doing too. All right, the couch is back. The lantern is there. Things are dyed appropriately. Now we have a big empty corner, but that's okay. Ooh, and this has the symmetry of round rug, round rug. I like that. Although now you can see that the feet of the couch are off center, but visually it's still a lot more balanced. Just a tiny scooch over. That's center. Unscooch that way. Palia is like a whole family thing. Both your parents, both your siblings, your boyfriend and I, and your son all play. Us girls play more than the boys, though. I think stereotypically that makes sense, but it definitely, I could see it being a family game for people. Um, there aren't really any gamers in my family, but also I don't have good relationships with most of my family members, or rather, I don't like them, but I think they think we're fine. Uh, so I'm happy keeping it to my friend group and my stream community. Found family. You play with your sisters as well, Strudel? That's good. That sounded kind of patronizing. I did not mean it to sound patronizing. Um, but no, I think having games like this that are very like family friendly in terms of multiplayer and stuff is super important. Oh yeah, we were talking about the community being wholesome. Um, I've ranted about it on here before, and we might have brought it up last stream. Uh, or no, I think Vince sent me that Reddit post after stream. Um, but there has been a trend with certain stream communities, though, at least in the case of the Reddit one, the streamer was not actively streaming at the time. Otherwise, they probably could have reported to Twitch. But apparently, some streamers have been trying to set up entire server parties, especially for the rainbow tipped butterfly, and will go into chat and call people out who are not part of their server, or not part of their community, to leave the server so that they can play with their people. And like they'll stalk them around the map and advocate for mass false reporting and crazy shit, to try to essentially co-opt an entire server for themselves. And like that's obviously a small percentage. Like I'm not saying the rest of the community isn't wholesome or that the game is bad inherently because of that. Um, but it's just like, who do you think you are? Like, we don't have private servers here. What are you doing? And like, Vince and I and our friend Jan, who got kind of sucked into it, um, experienced the same thing. Honey Daisy has experienced the same thing. Vince and I, when we dealt with it, and Jan, it wasn't as aggressive, but they did start calling people out in chat. And then I eventually got mad enough to say something. I don't remember what. And then they started promoting their Discord server. And I was like, oh, you're promoting your own stuff in like server chat now. And they just doubled down on it. So I reported and blocked half of them ultimately. Uh, Catching up a little bit, Strudel, you said all good for the comment I made about not meaning to sound patronizing. You grew up on Harvest Moon, so you've always loved cozy games. That's really cute. Landriona, you had someone from a streamer's community try to tell a bunch of y'all that you had to leave. The streamer wasn't doing it though. Um, and Strudel, you said you can understand being like, hey, I want to do something with my friends, mind switching servers, but that is. And then Vince said it's super common. Go check the wiki, you know. Yeah, so uh Landriona, I think I don't remember if the Reddit post specified it was just the community or also the streamer. I think it was also the streamer, but the community members were the ones going around stalking and, you know, trying to interfere. And Strudel, that's always how they start, but after usually like 5 minutes, they'll start escalating. And what Vince just said is a reference to one of the things we were told. And they were making a whole thing of like, it's common courtesy to, go and leave the server if people are asking so that they can do their party things. Don't be rude, you're being rude. If you're new and don't believe us, go check the wiki. And it's like, no, that's not a thing. No one owns this server. It's super weird. I don't know what else to put in this bedroom. I could make a mannequin. But I do need a plushie. I don't know how to work the sundial into the design either. I had been trying. Oh, I did kind of want to. Oh, I could put Tau in here. I want to see how the giant Magi looks. Because if it kind of matches, then I kind of want to do another rideable one. It's a little too light blue, I think, for such a purple room. By the nature of wikis, they could have posted that anyway if they wanted. Yeah, that's true. Tau, buddy, you're too big for the baby chair. Okay. Tau, you get the bed then. Oh, but then the plant's in the way of seeing you. I can put the plant somewhere else. Up, up, up. Landriana said, however, because you were a stubborn brat and had been in the server for at least 30 minutes before the you need to leave post came through chat, you refused to leave and just kept running around the perimeter just to take up space. A couple of the community members did eventually come to find me and actually invited you to join them. That's hilarious. I was very tempted to start running through the lures to try to scare all the rare bugs. But figured that would actually somewhat rightfully get us reported. So I didn't. But yeah, I don't understand people's audacity. Have I not made more of the investigator site yet? No, there's just not a lot of it, huh? There's the desk. Passive aggressive petty queen right here. I'm all for it. It's not quite the right color, so we'll have to dye it, but that's not a bad option. It looks like a dresser. Let me actually get in line with this so that I can... Yeah, I'm okay with that. Standing ovation from Strudel. Yeah, I just don't... Like, that's the kind of behavior that if it was relevant in, like, RuneScape or, something like that, I would expect it. But This is a cozy game with a very clearly stated, like, cozy, community-friendly message. And S6 does not, I think, have the capability to make private servers right now. Like, I'm honestly surprised housing plots aren't closed servers to a certain degree. I'm also not surprised at all. I'm sad that the present would be visible if I shoved it under there. This is such a weird little end table. Also wondering if I should do something different than this combo. I like the weird shape of it because the bookshelves aren't really a set. And I wanted something a little bit broader. But I wonder if I should grab something different. And until the two sweet community members came and found you, you pretended you were a Switch player that couldn't chat easily by completely ignoring the chat callouts by the rude community member. Good, good. Let's see what bookshelves I have. I have 2 Dragon Tides. Don't remember what Bellflower looks like. Homestead might be cute. Makeshift, perfect. I do want to see what it looks like. No. I'm okay, thank you. That's definitely a look, but not the look I'm going for. No. Also, not really. Oh, not Bell. Book. Don't want the camping one. Don't want industrial. Don't want the boat. I do want to use the Flotsam bookshelf at some point in this plot. Oh, that's cute. I don't know that it fits anything, but it's cute. Are there any vanity items? I think there are. I knew. Okay, I'm making things up, I guess. But yeah, anyone listening who is a Palia player and is considering trying to get a server all to themselves, don't be a dick. People won't like you. That's not how you make friends. This was a weirdly soapboxy stream. We've had truly only one like this before. And that one we were talking about tariffs before they even hit. But while the world was starting to brace for impact. What am I doing? That ate a lot of focus. Woo, furniture 65. Okay. Bookshelf. Bookshelf. One, two, three. I don't have a plate on me anymore. Uh-oh. I'm also going to grab a Cernuck for the small chair. It's Proudhorn. Maybe a Proudhorn beetle instead. We'll see. Order Cernuck is about the right color. A little too washed out. Proudhorn Cernuck is perfect. Proudhorn beetle is pretty good too. I'll have to figure out where I want to put the beetle plushie. Okay, plate. I have started to lose my mind entirely. I apologize. Oh, and I can back this up a lot further now, too. It's fun trying to balance, though, because, like, I can't move them both simultaneously to see where they fit. I don't think that one moved at all when I was doing that. Okay, one forward there. And I'm standing back so far to try to see where in the wall it's going. Let me see if that works. There. I mean, it's clearly not intended to be a set, but I think it works okay. Might do something like I did here with wood pillars to like shine a light down from behind it so that you can see what book you're picking out. And then I don't remember what the mannequin. I don't want the deer mannequin. Okay, cool. Dress form. Can I change the color of the dress form? I can. That's fine as is. Classic makes it a little spicy. I wonder if autumn is the right color palette for this. Let me see. I've been spending so much money on tint kits, customization kits. Autumn is not quite the right red. It's classic, but that was hopeful. I am surprised that this ended up being such a red and purple heavy room. I wanted it to gradate more easily from the blue bathroom, but I guess it was blue and copper in there, so it works. I wish you could put stuff on the dress form so that I wasn't just a naked bust. It doesn't feel weighted quite right. Might need the sideboard. Or, sorry, not the sideboard. Jiminy Christmas. I need to tint that. Yeah, that's a little weightier. I could even put another armchair there, potentially. This corner will probably change off stream quite a bit because I don't quite know what's happening with it yet. But I can do the lighting switcheroo, or not switcheroo, but the lighting pillar potentially right now and block my escape entirely. Okay, what do I have for wall lamps? I forgot how few good ones there are. What does the Moonstruck? Chandelier is all antlery. Dragon Tide's probably going to be too obnoxious. Homestead might be okay. Honestly, Log Cabin might be our best bet. It's clearly an outdoor lamp, but I think it'll fit with the antlers better. And ideally, I want the wood to match more than anything else. Unfortunately, all of these change everything. I'll try autumn. I'll try natural first. Classic is the wrong color. That default might be okay. Autumn might be better. Okay, so for this one, it was about 2 back. And then I'll have to pick up the gourmet plate for this and do some shenanigans. to get it to fit up there because of the cross beam. Hold on, let me put down a present to stand on. There we go. And I think I'm just going to I'll get the plate later, I guess. And then oh, this only wants to stick to the tippy top, huh? Okay, that's fine. Oh no. The wall lamps are so weird about their activation hitboxes. So you don't even really notice the stick holding it up. You just notice the metal frame that doesn't really match and the rope. So that at least needs to be dyed, if not just not considered. That is... looks like it's already on. I think it's close enough to the right color, and it kind of matches the shape of the chandelier. So I think I like that. Oh, you're hopping off the PC for tonight, Vince. Looking good so far. Have a good night. Thank you. Thank you for coming by, and sleep tight. Pick up that plate, and I'll grab a quick, is that industrial? Homestead. And put that up on the bookshelf as well, or on the desk. I don't think I had any more. Oops. And then once I reset the plot, after getting this placed, I think I'll call the end of stream there, because I am not going to subject y'all to wallpapers right now. Mostly because I don't want to subject myself to wallpapers right now. There we go, Jesus. Okay, let me reset the plot, and let's see how it looks. Strudel, what if we want the wallpapers? Listen, that's going to be even more of me barely remembering to speak while I flash between wallpapers and not knowing what I want. Do you know about the putting walls on floors and floors on walls glitch, though? Strudel? Okay, I can't tell if that looks weirdly high up for that lamp, but I like this one. Now I just kind of want to put one in every corner. You do not? Okay. I don't even have the excuse of my wife is going to be home soon because she's picking up dinner. after class, and her class should have only just gotten out. Let me just make sure she hasn't texted me. Yeah, no current update. So I guess I'll show you the wallpapers for floors glitch. Um, I was saying this on the last stream that I thought they had completely fixed it somehow. Oh, thank you for thank you for the follow. I do keep follows anonymous for your protection and mine. So if you want to keep lurking, by all means, feel free. And if you want to hop into chat, by all means, as much or as little as you want. Hello, Figgy. How are you? I just saw that you liked my blue sky post and then suddenly you were here. And I laughed because I try really hard to keep the followers anonymous, but when I saw it was you, I almost just read it off. Which, since it's you, I don't care about spoiling that. But yeah, with the wallpapers as floors thing and vice versa, I was saying that I thought they fixed it because I'd been trying to do it forever. And I'll show you. Let me actually grab the one that I know works on the floor. I'll show you what it looks like when it doesn't work. You're good. Just noticed I was live while you're BRB, so you had to drop by. Are you live right now too, Figgy? Also, let me give you a shout out. Go check out Figgy. He's great. We I don't even know if we were following each other first on Blue Sky and then you realized that our handles were the same or very similar, or how that all played out. But we're very similar. We trauma dumped together. Things are great. I mean, I'm like, as soon as I show this to Strudel, I'm ending stream. So I'm just. You're not playing Palia, are you? What are you playing right now? Because this is like the last day of drops. But also, I want to raid out to you. So for the glitch, grab something that's going to collide. I like to do like wall hangings for putting floors on wallpapers, just because it's easier to point at the wall. You're playing Path of Exile. Don't worry about raiding out to me, a Palia player. We'll see in a minute. I'll make up my mind, like split-second decision. So yeah, note where your floor is in your inventory. This is the same as collision glitching. So I'm gonna just use number 3, I guess. Make sure it's colliding and you're facing a wall, not a floor. And do the same. For me, it's left click rapidly before, oops, your inventory item number. And that's what happens when it doesn't work. You get streaks of the texture instead. Which is cool because this one's like still metallic. So it's definitely a fun option for certain stripey vibes. If it works though. So I'm now facing the floor. And you still want the something is in the way notice and not the invalid placement location. And I want to say the one I know works was number 5. Yeah, so that's a wallpaper now on your floor as carpet. I don't remember all of them that do work, and I haven't tested them thoroughly. The bathroom tile one doesn't work. It's also just streaks. But you can play around with this. and potentially get some cool effects like this. Which this, I think, is actually what the wallpaper looks like naturally. Oh, it did streak it. That's cool. So this one partially works. What have I done to you? You're welcome. This is why I've been considering trying to do scripted tutorial videos, because I feel like I could break a lot of people. That's definitely not why, but yeah, play with that. Landrona, you like that one. On that note, though, with these horrendous wallpapers and floors that don't match the room at all, I'm going to call the end of stream. How many of you are actually here for Palia drops? Because, like, I know you can just bail and find another Palia streamer, but, like, I don't want to do y'all a full disservice. Because I know, Strudel, you said you were ghosting on your alt for drops. Yours are all unlocked. Landriana, what are you at? And anyone else who might be lurking in chat for drops. Because if you're good, Landriana, I want to raid Figgy. You've got all yours? Cool. Figgy it is. Let me pull up their stream. And hope. I forgot I closed that stream manager because it wasn't working. So hopefully that's working now. Thank you, everyone who came by, everyone who chatted and followed, because holy shit, we gained 4 new followers today. Thank you all so much. If you don't already follow me on Blue Sky, consider doing so. That's where I post stream updates and other stuff. That's where I'm going to post the teaser for the animated Wheeze emote that I'll be using once I hit affiliate. If you don't already follow me here on Twitch, please consider doing so. Like and subscribe the VODs on YouTube if you want to. All of the, social media algorithm bullshit. Thank you, Strudel, for coming by the stream. Had a lot of fun. And I'll be back Wednesday with probably Snacko. Hope you enjoyed your time at the farm. Bye-bye.